Hello, friends, and welcome back to Malicious Compliance Stories. Let's start our video with a story about the consequences of cutting corners. In our first story, the boss loses his promotion because of our OP, a robotics process automation engineer. But before we begin, best way to support our channel is to leave comments, like, and subscribe with the turned on bell so you don't miss the new video every single day. Here we go. Say bye to your promotion. I was hired as a robotics process automation engineer at a relatively large company that operates in several countries worldwide. My job was to create bots and scripts to free up our workers from the mindless, repetitive, manual tasks for them to be more useful doing activities that require critical thinking and actual brain power. I was still fairly new to the company, about 4 months in, and was doing quite a good job of automating report generation, email sending, data input, etc. Now, my supervisor has been gunning for a promotion for about 2 years at this point and shared with me that one of his targets is a certain number of US dollars in cost savings, which is why he hired me. He crunched the numbers and determined that if I automate the manual extraction of customer details on this external site we share with the customer, we can save up to 2 full-time workers worth of money. The platform's an order placing platform where we take customer details and input their orders in our system for processing. I said, sure, sounds great. On my second day of working on the project, I was checking the site and noticed a CAPTCHA validation error on the site after trying to log in twice in quick session. CAPTCHA's a red flag in the world of automation because it's a measure to specifically prevent bots from operating on the platform. I reviewed the terms and condition of the site, and lo and behold, written in all caps, there was a clause that specifically prohibits bot usage. I emailed this to my manager and got a pretty long response about how this initiative can help our workers be more fulfilled in their work by not being bogged down by this mindless task, etc., etc. Full of neutral corporate speak, but pretty much just says, just do what I said. Okay, boss. So programmed the bot to log in at specific intervals to not raise the CAPTCHA error and deployed the bot in 3 weeks. 2 months pass by without any hitches, and we get an email from our partner asking why the purchase orders are being opened and processed ridiculously fast. The upper management, my boss's boss, proudly responded that we've implemented a bot and that it's a great win-win for all parties. Orders are processed faster and we save money. The partner was not happy. They immediately requested the revocation of access from our end and called in a meeting to discuss the matter and included me. I was grilled for about 5 minutes until I showed them the email I had with my manager. They quickly let me go and had a closed-door discussion after that. Now, I don't know the specifics of the agreement, but from the grapevine, I heard that my company had to cut a $100,000 check to not be sued over potential violations of data privacy. The customer had no visibility over what the bot is doing with the customer data we extract. Suffice to say, my manager lost all chances of that promotion. Sucks because he's not really a complete jerk. He can just get real pushy on activities and try to get closer to that promotion. That's what happens when you get tunnel vision. Even the best of us have to remember every once in a while, you can't just force your way through a solution. And our second story. That's totally the one I wanted in the first place. Okay, my first job out of college is in a craft store that does custom framing. I'm the manager of the frame shop. This was early into my career, and one of the first difficult customers I had to experience. DC, difficult customer, my part-timer, and me will be the players. Terms for those unfamiliar with framing, though I'll try to explain as I go. Quick Fit uses a frame off the floor, glass and mats cut in your house, cheaper and faster than custom. Museum or masterpiece glass that has a glare-proof coating on it. And our clear glass is still UV protective and high quality. It's just normal glass, no special glare reduction coat. Background info. It's late November, I believe, and I'm closing the store this night while my part-time employee is covering the frame shop. He's with a customer doing a quick fit order for her. She basically just wants the glass for a frame her husband made and us to assemble it. He's there for some time as I'm taking out garbage, crushing boxes for the day, calls me over. She's pissed. Yay. Now, we have a computerized system that keeps everything a customer has done, so I can see exactly the one other order she's ever taken with us. And I immediately see what the problem is. DC, I've gotten tons of framing here, and I'm one of your best customers, and this is more expensive than it was last time. Why is this more expensive? Looking through her history, again, she's gotten one order with us, a slightly smaller sized quick fit. When we do quick fits, there are set prices within a range of sizing, i.e. anything up to 11 by 14 costs this much, anything over now fits into the up to 18 by 24 pricing, and so on. Customers still get a damn good discount having us do the quick fits vs fully custom pieces. Me. Well, for the quick fits, we do package pricing based on a general size, but this one was taller, but also not as wide, and this fit into one size category down. This piece is much longer and is in the next price tier up. AC. Well, I want you to make this cheaper. It should be the same price as my last order. Me. Ma'am, I cannot make this any cheaper. We're fitting into a set size. You're not getting any matting for me to adjust. The only option I can offer you, if this is too much, is to downgrade to the clear glass. You'll still get the... DC. No, this is unacceptable. I need my museum glass. You're going to make it the right price right now. Me. I cannot do that. Your piece doesn't fit into the size category it did the last time. I'm unable to do anything about that, but offer you the cheaper glass. DC, basically foaming at the mouth at this point. You owe me a customer satisfaction guarantee, and I'm not satisfied. You fix this now or you're gonna be in for it. That's in reference to price-matching competitor quotes, but it wasn't something we were actively advertising. Apparently, it was an extremely fine print on a sign that was behind me. Me, I've given you your options. These are the only things I can do for you. If you want the masterpiece glass, it'll have to be price, but I can knock it down to old price if you downgrade. This back and forth went on for far too long, with a lot of half-coherent screeching about satisfaction. Eventually, she storms out. Well, that's going to be a corporate call. So I left a note in the office with details about what happened, complete with printouts from her new and old order so the store manager can see exactly what happened. I come in the next afternoon and learn that she returned after a corporate call and talked to our store assistant manager, who had a background in framing. Assistant manager tells her the exact same thing I told her yesterday. DC, cheerfully as could be, oh, that's fine then. I'll just take the clear glass. I did not touch her piece, nor talk to her when she got back. She'd apparently requested nothing to do with me ever again. I don't know if she was already too upset yesterday to hear reason, or for whatever reason decided that we were out to get her. Our best customer hasn't been back since. The kicker? This was all over a $10 price difference. Her old order was $70, and this one was going to be $80. I hope that was all clear and the formatting was okay. I definitely will have more stories for you guys in the future, probably posted from my computer next time. You maybe should have called her on it when she pulled the "I'm one of your best customers" line. Just say, I can see both orders you've had here. What would you like to have happen? And our next story. Recreated a Grey's Anatomy scene to insult my father's mistress. I'm 35-year-old male, my dad 67-year-old male, separated from my mom 68-year-old female a couple years ago. He's a drunk and cheated for years. My mom found out he'd been traveling for work and actually had been meeting a girl, 40-year-old female from his old neighborhood. This girl knew my dad was married. Once he moved out, he made this relationship with this woman official. They moved in together. He even financed her new shoes business. My mom and my dad still have a business together. They're still married for insurance reasons, and they see each other every day. My sister still talks and has dinner with him once a month. He still drinks every weekend. He asked my mom about how me and my sister are doing. He still finds his way to get invited to the family Christmas parties, and pretty much nothing has changed for him, even though he cheated and left us. So I decided to cut him off my life because it enrages me so much that there are no consequences for what he did. I have no contact with him whatsoever. Every now and then he texts me for my birthday or when there's an important event in my life and asking me out for dinner, but I just don't answer. My dad's pretty much dead to me. So the other day I was at the mall and run into him and his girlfriend. He said hi to me, gave me a big hug, and when he was about to introduce me to his girlfriend, I pulled my best Addison Montgomery from Grey's Anatomy and went, "You must be the cheating whore who's been screwing my dad." She was shocked, started crying, ran away, and my dad went after her. I received a lot of stares at the mall and left. 2 days later, I've received many texts from my dad, my sister, and even my mom saying I should apologize to the woman, which I've ignored. What the hell did she expect? A friendly greeting and a warm hug? It's almost as if jerks sometimes get treated like jerks by decent people. And our last story. Entitled Aunt tries to steal our house. Hello, I, 21-year-old male, live with my mother, 56, in my long-since-passed grandmother's house following an event that left us homeless for a while. I will not share that story, so don't bother asking. The only reason we have the house, or more accurately, are going to have the house, is because my mother's remaining sisters and brothers decided she should have it, as she had no home herself due to the aforementioned event. After literal months of getting mostly everything situated, we've made the ancient house our home, and I thought we'd finally found our peace after the hardship we'd endured. I say thought because nearly a year and a half after we moved in, my now entitled aunt tried the second of her schemes. The first was when my grandmother was still around, pushing and I kid you not, $130,000 bill. A bill for what? I don't know. Onto my mom, claiming that the state would take over if this wasn't paid in time. Of course, this got quickly shut down the moment those words came out of her mouth. Once again, I thought we would be back to mostly normal, and once again, I ate my own words. Why? Because less than half a year later, she came around to our house with her husband trying to serve my mom papers, basically saying they were going to try to take the house from us yet again. It broke both me and my mom into tears, because if we got put out, my mom would have nowhere to go, and I would most likely be sent to a home, which is bad for both of us. My mom mostly relies on my checks to keep the house standing, and I'm trying to take care of her while she's still on this earth. It truly hurts when the person you trusted to help you take care of your elderly grandfather suddenly turns on you and tries several times to take a house that was rightfully yours out from under you. Right now, my mom and I are in the process of getting the title of the house changed over to her. I'll post an update when the result comes out, or if it comes out at all. Edit. Let me explain as simply as I can. My grandmother originally had the house after my grandfather passed. The issue of who it would go to next after she passed came up quickly. It was left to the siblings, ergo my mom and her remaining brothers and sisters, with zero indication of which one it would go to. Not only that, my grandparents were each other's beneficiaries, so regardless of who passed first, it would still go to the other before most likely still going to the siblings. Since all but my mom had a house, the other siblings agreed to let her have it, excluding EA. As of right now, the title is still in my deceased grandmother's name, and until it gets changed to my mother's, it will remain so. The reason my mom and I don't work is because she has type 1 diabetes and a whole lot of other medical problems, and I have mild autism. Thought I should clear that up as well. Update. After weeks of anticipation, we finally received the court's decision. The title would be transferred to my mom's name. The relief and joy were indescribable. My aunt's attempts to take the house were legally shut down for good. The garden's blooming, and for the first time in a long while, we can breathe easy, knowing we have a secure and happy place to live.